The 9 Loka Parables of the Soul King's Idyll Guard Foundation, Part 2. I left off on Part 5 last time, but I want to give a recap because I have some new details that I threw in here as well. What is this entire parable going to be structured off of? It's going to be based off of a lot of things, including the actual 14 Lokas of the Sanskrit information. Take this. The 9 Loka Parables of the Soul King's Idyll Guard Foundation. Loka 1. The Logical Soul Tribe Family Loka. Patala. Patala Loka is one of the names of the actual Lokas of the 14 Lokas in Sanskrit. What does the word Loka mean in Sanskrit? The word Loka means planet, place, or plane in Sanskrit. And I have on all of my Lokas each of the names of the regular 14 Lokas within the Sanskrit information. Now, Loka 1 in detail. The Logical Soul Tribe Family Loka. Patalala. The lowest Loka there is. Now, the way the Lokas work in Sanskrit, there are 14 Lokas in total. There are 7 higher Lokas, and there are 7 lower Lokas. The Patalala Loka, or Patala Loka, spelled P-A-T-A-L-A. This here Loka is the lower root chakras aspect Loka. You follow me? There's 7 higher Lokas and 7 lower Lokas that are all aspects of the chakras. There are 7 higher Lokas and there are 7 lower Lokas that are all aspects of the chakras. So that means there's a lower set of 7 and there's a higher set of 7. There's a lower root chakra and a higher root chakra. There's a lower sacral chakra and a higher sacral chakra. You see where I'm going? Higher solar plexus, lower solar plexus. Higher heart, lower heart. Higher throat, lower throat. Higher third eye, lower third eye. Higher crown, lower crown. But here's the thing though. According to what I've learned, there's 2 outside, right? Yeah, so that means there will be 4 more Lokas for 18 in total, which is what I have for my parable actually. But right now I'm going to tell you about the first 9. So Patala Loka being the lower root chakras Loka. I have lined up for this one, the Logical Soul Tribe Family Loka. Details. I have for each Loka, or for each planet, place, or plane within the first 9, they have set up Idyll grounds, Idyll guardians, Idyll invaders, and Idyll sequence. The Idyll grounds for the first Loka are called the 9, or the Idyll grounds for each one will be called the 9 chakra system, because that's what they're branching from, the chakra system. The Idyll guardians for Loka 1, the Perfect Love Infantry 9. The Idyll invaders for Loka 1, the 9 negative belief system pillars. And Idyll sequence for Loka 1, the 9 foul principality sins. Loka 2, the Exodus Soul Tribe Family Loka, Rastalala Loka. Rastalala is the Loka, or the lower aspect for the lower sacral chakra Loka. You could call it that, the lower sacral chakra place or plane. You follow me? Idyll grounds, once again, the 9 chakra system. Idyll guardians, the 9 fragrant principality virtues. Idyll invaders, the 9 foul principality sins. Idyll sequence, the 9 enemy regulation forces. Loka 3, the Super Soul Tribe Family Loka. Mahatalala Loka. Mahatalala is the aspect that represents the lower solar plexus chakras aspect. You follow what I'm saying? Lower and higher. Idyll grounds, once again, the 9 chakra system. What does the 9 chakra system consist of? The root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, soul star, and earth star chakras. You follow me? The Idyll guardians for the third one, the 9 divine visual forces. Idyll invaders, the 9 enemy regulation forces. Idyll sequence, the 9 ethnical chakra system. The 9 ethnical chakra system, or the 9 artificial ethnical chakra system. I missed the word. Why do I call it the 9 artificial ethnical chakra system? Simple. Don't forget, everything of which this world has currently in its possession came from us first, that they stole, perverted, and fed back with glitter on it. Why? To keep you a slave longer. To keep you as a slave for all of eternity. Do not get out of slavery, stay in it. Continue failing at everything and suffering to death. Staying at that spot you're wrong and dying faster in it. Moving along. Loka 4. The Cosmic Soul Tribe Family Loka. Talata. These names are hard to pronounce. But the third one is M-A-H-A-T-A-L-A. It's like it has some kind of Tala or Lala, something like that in there. And the T-A-L-A-T-L-A Talatala, the Talatala Loka. This Loka is an aspect of the lower heart chakra. But for my parable, I have it set up as the Cosmic Soul Tri-Family Loka. You'll get why later on. Grounds. Think grounds. Local forest, idle grounds, once again. The 9 chakra system, idle guardians, the 9-dimensional base indoor sword form parable. One of my most unique, more powerful parables, especially for the foundational aspect of the whole entire thing. Idyll invaders, the 9 artificial ethnical chakra system, idle sequence, the 9-dimensional base indoor sword form. Loka 5, where I finished, but ended the video last time. Loka 5, titled the Free Soul Tribe Family Loka, Sutala Loka. The Sutala Loka is the lower throat chakra aspect Loka. You follow me? Once again, the 9 ethnical chakra system, or now it'll be called ethnical on the 5th one due to the battle that it just recently had with the artificial information. Why do I say artificial chakra information? Because spiritual powers cannot be imbalanced. Spiritual powers cannot be imbalanced. You want to know what spiritual powers can be? Love, and love only. Prana, breath, consider this life-giving force. Love is breath. Love is life-giving force. Love is a life-giving force. Moving along. If love is life-giving, what is death? Or if love is life, gave the answer, didn't I? If love is life-giving, then what is hatred? Death-giving. Moving along. So, idle guardians for Loka 5, the 9-dimensional planetary enlightenment infantry. This is the one where I finally get to blast you all into literal heaven. No, I'm not talking about physically ending you. Spiritually. Don't take that as a bad way. It's just time that we be free, you know? Moving along. The Idyll invaders, the 9-dimensional base indoor sword form. Idyll sequence, the 9-dimensional base indoor sword form, enlightenment. Loka 6. In part 1, this is where I finished this in part 1. So here I'm going to say it again. Loka 6, the established Soul Tribe Family Loka. Vittalala. Sutala, remember that's the lower throat. And Vittalala is the lower third eye. The Vittalala Loka is the lower third eye Loka. Idle grounds, once again, the 9 ethnical chakra system. Idle guardians, the 9 solfeggio healing frequencies. The 9 solfeggio healing frequencies. Idyll invaders, the 9-dimensional base indoor sword form, enlightened. Past tense, enlightened, because now you have the enlightened due to the 9-dimensional planetary enlightenment infantry hitting you, or getting you up. The higher you, the more you learn, the more you rise. Come back to reality. Idyll sequence, the 9-dimensional base indoor sword form, nirvana. Stepping up from the enlightened to the transcendence, because that's what the word nirvana means, transcendent state. Transcendent state. What do I mean by transcendent state? You back to normal, and/or you fully healed, and/or you beyond what you are currently. What's beyond what you are currently? What are you currently? Do you know what you are currently? What you are currently is trapped in this systemic hate for you. So you need to be liberated to a systemic love for you, if that makes sense. Moving along. So, Loka 6, I just told you it. Vittalala Loka being the lower third eye, or lower third eye Loka. And now, Loka 7, the Nirvanic Soul Tribe Family Loka. Attala Loka. What is the Attala Loka? Attala Loka is the lower Loka for the crown chakra. Real quick, I want to say this to you. More about the Lokas. So, Lokas 1 through 7, they all mark the lower planes. And Lokas 8 through 14 all mark the higher planes. They're called lower planes, earthly planes, and heavenly planes. 3 sets, right? 1 through 7 lower, 8 and 9 are earthly planes, and 10 through 14 are all the heavenly planes thereof. You follow me? This parable, the foundational parable, goes up to 9, stops at the earthly planes. Number 7, the 7th one, is the last lower plane Loka. You follow me? You follow me? This is the last lower one. The details. Idyll grounds. The 10 ethnical chakra system now. It's a 10 one. And I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. The Idyll guardians. Here's the moment. The 10-dimensional Kabbalah chakra system. The 10-dimensional Kabbalah chakra system. Idyll invaders. The 9-dimensional base and/or sword form. Nirvana. And the Idyll sequence. The 10-dimensional base and/or sword form. Paranirvana. You follow me? But blink and you'll miss this entire Loka's insert. Because it's time to upgrade as soon as we get it. Here's the details though. So, the 10-dimensional, or the 10 ethnical chakra system, or I'm gonna just start with the 10-dimensional Kabbalah chakra system. But here, let me tell you this first. So I got the root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, soul star, earth star, and now adding to it the Akasha chakra ether, or the Akasha chakra, or the ether chakra. You follow what I'm saying? Now, here are the guardians. Starting with Gevura. What is Gevura? It's a sapphire rot. The thing is, what makes the Loka 7 guardians so unique and or significant are the emanations in which they are. The sapphire rots, the 10 sapphire rots from the Kabbalistic information. That's what makes Loka 7's guardians. They're emanations. Emanations deriving from the source of who thou truly art. They make as many noises as possible as soon as I pick up this phone and press the recorder button. Moving forward. So, Gevura sapphire rot. Loka 7's Idyll guardians. What does Gevura mean? What does sapphire rot mean? Sapphire rot means emanations, and Gevura means justice. The justice emanation. That's what Gevura means. And Gevura, the justice emanation, is an aspect of the root chakra. Had, the next one, Had sapphire rot. It's the majesty emanation. It's an aspect of the sacral chakra. Tiphareth is the beauty emanation, an aspect of the solar plexus chakra. Netza, the eternity emanation, an aspect of the heart chakra. He said, spelled H-E-S-E-D. This is the mercy and or balance emanation, and it is an aspect of the throat chakra. You got Yesod next, the Yesod sapphire rot. Yesod spelled Y-E-S-O-D. It is a foundational emanation. Only trust and respect with your inner crown spirit eye what's good, beautiful, normal, and natural of your inner soul heart. Your inner soul heart is the foundation. Your foundation, your inner soul's fundamental foundational aspect is of peace, love, unity, and advancement, or peace, respect, balance, and progression. It's all in one energy to give you your abilities to be here properly. Your abilities to be here properly. Moving along. Malkuth. The Malkuth sapphire rot. The next emanation, or the next sapphire rot of the Kabbalah's tree of life. It means God's presence in the world emanation. God's presence in the world emanation. Being an aspect of the crown chakra. An aspect of the crown chakra. God's presence in the world is an aspect of the crown chakra. Take this however you want. But me personally, I see humanity as what you would label and describe as God. So whenever I hear humanity speak, I hear the word of God, literally. This is just me personally. I see humanity as the source of all moral authority. I see all of humanity as the source of all moral authority. Justice derives from the goodness of humanity's nature, not injustice. If that makes sense to you. Malkuth, God's presence in the world. Emanation. And at the soul star, I have 2 sapphire rots listed for the soul star chakra due to the in-depth information that goes into like 13 more chakras and things of that nature. Or not 13, or I want to say the higher like galactic chakras and whatnot. This is why I have Kether and Hokmah sapphire rots mentioned here. Like the Kether sapphire rot and the Hokmah sapphire rot. Kether spelled with a K, and then ether. And then after that, you got Hokmah, H-O-K-M-A-H. And what does it mean? The crown emanation, or the supreme emanation, which is the Kether emanation. And Hokmah means the wisdom emanation. Wisdom emanation. Remember, emanation is a word that labels and describes a power deriving from a source unto and or to within and throughout the body in which the energy is being sent to manifest throughout, if that makes sense to you. So I have Kether and Hokmah mentioned there for the soul star chakras emanations. Next, the earth star chakra, the Da'ath, or Daath, the knowledge emanation. The knowledge emanation being an aspect of the earth star chakra. And finally, the Akasha, not Akashic. I don't do your Akashic records. That Akashic records thing, or the Akashic records, Helena Blavatsky, look her up. Helena Blavatsky stole from us, just like all of them did, information and then twisted it to mean something else to keep you as a slave longer. They took everything that we are, twisted and perverted it in order to encourage your slavery to be everlasting. That's exactly what Helena Blavatsky did with the Akashic Records idea. And now instead of being called Akasha, which means ether, it's called Akashic, which means nothing. Or the word Akashic that Helena Blavatsky is using, or not borrowing, stole. The word Akashic is going to root you back to the word Akasha, which is a Sanskrit word for ether. And then when you look at the way the Akashic records work, by definition and or by the way you feel like they are working, it's the same as the way the ether works too within and throughout us all as well. Memory storage, the sum of a person's actions in this and previous states of existences that we only have the abilities to measure due to them documenting and writing the history down in the first place. Moving along. The sapphire rock for this one is Bina, or Bina. If I'm not saying them wrong, if I'm not saying them correctly. I still haven't looked up how to pronounce each word properly. Binah. That's the sapphire right there. And it means, and or it is, the understanding and or discernment emanation. You follow me? So, Idyll invaders. The North America, Africa, transcend. Remember, past tense, because you got your transcendence from Loka 6. So, North America, Africa transcended, invading Gevura to become North America, Africa, Paranirvana, meaning paradisiacal transcendent state, or transcendent state in paradise. But there's still more. There's still more to go. Next, South America, Africa invades the Majesty emanation to become South America, Paranirvana. South America, Africa, Paranirvana. Africa, Africa transcendence invades the Beauty emanation to become Africa, Africa's Paranirvana. I pray you can see where I'm going with this. You will eventually. Remember, the only way I get home is if all of humanity becomes what they truly are in their own reality. Benevolent God. Moving on. So, Australia and or Oceania, Africa transcend. They're invading the eternity emanation. Their outcome and or their sequent, Australia, Oceania's Paranirvana. Nothing but something good is getting ready to happen with every word I say. I'm just masking it up to seem like it's something else because of what we are up against truly. Next, Asia, Africa Transcendent will be invading the Mercy and or Balance emanation to become Asia, Africa's Paranirvana. Europe, Africa will be invading the Foundational emanation to become Europe, Africa Transcendent or Paranirvana. And then the last three, the last four, which are really, really important to know of. The Sun Soul Transcendent, invading God's Presence in the World emanation to become the Sun Soul's Paranirvana. The Heavenly Father's Transcendent state, invading the Crown emanation and or Wisdom emanation, because remember it's two sapphire rots in one, to become the Heavenly Father's Paranirvana. The Ethereal Mother's Transcendent state, invading the Knowledge and or Wisdom emanation to become the Ethereal Mother's Paranirvana state. And then on the last one, the 10-dimensional thinking mind base will be achieved because it'll be invading the understanding and or discernment emanation, which you will be doing. And the outcome, the 10-dimensional Base and/or sword form. Arrival. Moving on. Loka 8. The Paranirvanic Soul Tribe family Loka. Burr. Which begins now your earthly Lokas in the Loka information. BHUR. Idyll Grounds, the 10 chakra system. Idyll Guardians, the 114 chakra systems hierarchies. Idyll Invaders, the 10-dimensional base and/or sword form Paranirvana. Idyll Sequence, the infinite dimensional base and/or sword form Mahaparanirvana. The last state to get us all to mentally before we go to the projects. The 114 chakra systems hierarchies. Yeah. Here's how it's going to be set up. It's going to have 3 groupings. It's going to have the conscious mind hierarchy, subconscious minds hierarchies, and unconscious minds hierarchies. Leaning all the way to your own knowledge and understanding. Leaning all the way to it. Lean on your knowledge and understanding. Lean on it. It's yours, isn't it? Why are you not leaning on what's yours in the first place? Why are you abandoning what's yours? You abandon what's yours for some fairy tale. Moving along. The first 5, the 710 mantras, the 7 aura layers, the 7 levels of consciousness, the 7 planes of nature, and the 7 planes of existence. What are the 710 mantras? Subtle elements. Source, astral, ether. Source, astral, ether. Earth, wind, fire, and air, and water. Earth, wind, fire, air, earth, air, fire, and water. Earth, air, fire, and water. Or earth, water, fire, and air. Earth, air, earth, water, fire, and air. Which would be the best order to put them in? Those are the 710 mantras. Those are the 710 mantras. Source, astral, ether. Wind. Fire is after wind. Water is after fire, and then earth, the last one. All 7 subtle elements. 10 means subtle, and mantra means elements. The 7 aura layers and 7 levels of consciousness. Those are primarily just informations, things of information, things of that nature. The Buddhic plane, the things of that nature. And now for the subconscious mind hierarchies. I'm going to get through it real quickly. Number 6, the 9 solfeggio healing frequencies. Using that again. Number 7, the 9 choirs of angels. 14, or number 8, the 14 lokas, what we're using to branch and or structure this entire parable as I'm going with it right now. Number 9, the 72,000 nadis channels. And number 10, the 10-dimensional Kabbalah chakra system, the one that we just received the upgrade from in the previous one, you see. The 9 choirs of angels, what are they? You got seraphim, cherubim, and throne, right? Then you got dominions. What you think I'm going to say after dominions? Oh, of course it's going to be principalities, not power, or not virtues. So dominions, principalities, and powers. Then virtues, angels and archangels. The seraphim angel being an aspect of the root chakra, soul star chakra. The cherubim being an aspect of the crown. Thrones being an aspect of the third eye. Dominions being an aspect of the throat. Principalities being an aspect of the heart. Does it matter? Yes, it does. You want to know why? Because our virtues need to remain in the physical, whereas our principle needs to remain in the higher up. We don't need to have no principle leadership in the physical world. We don't necessarily need to have any kind of leadership in the physical world. Principal heart of hearts. The next, powers angel being the aspect of the solar plexus. Then you have the virtues angel being an aspect of the sacral in the physical with us. Our virtuous habitual nature in the physical with us. That's the main reason why I'm switching it back. Because it was changed. Meaning virtue, the virtues angel and the principalities angel were switched, changed up. Why? To encourage our slavery to go a little bit longer. And then at the root, you got the regular archangels. The root chakra, archangels. We are an archangel species. We are God star angels. Life. Moving along. And then at the earth star, you got the regular angels. And now for the unconscious minds hierarchies, the last 5. You got the 14 meridians and 361 pressure points. 12, you got the 7 higher nature organs. 13, you got the 7 divine senses. 14, you got the 7 ethereal subplanes. And number 18, you got the 8 planets of the solar system. I see 8 planets, you may see 7. I've seen 8, counting Mercury and Neptune and Jupiter and things of that nature. But then here's the thing, I have another one, 16, extra. The 7 energy bodies. All of those chakra hierarchies that I just mentioned to you are all the guardians of Loka 8's parable. The paranirvanic soul tribe family Loka, Bur, B-H-U-R, right? The invading force will be the 10-dimensional base and or sword form paradisiacal transcendent state. And then the outcome, or the sequence, the infinite dimensional base and or sword form great paradisiacal transcendent state, or Maha Paranirvana. You follow what I'm saying? And now, for the last earthly Loka. Loka 9, the Maha Paranirvanic Soul Tribe family Loka. The actual one is called Buvar, B-H-U-V-A-R. The 9th Loka, and it is the second of 2 earthly Lokas. You follow what I'm saying? What would it land as? It would land as, Buvar would land as the higher sacral chakra. Loka meaning Loka 9 would land as the higher sacral chakra, and Loka 8 would land as the higher root chakra. And everything else before that was the lower of the lower set. But now we're in the higher sets of chakras. You follow me? Anything 8 and beyond, when it comes to these 14 Lokas, are the higher sets of chakras, meaning where we're all going back to. Loka 9, the Maha Paranirvanic Soul Tribe family Loka. Idyll grounds, the infinite chakra system, or the infinite spiritual power grounds, or the infinite spiritual power system, or the infinite spiritual self, or the infinite you. There is a power deriving from source, the God within you, that gives you your abilities to be here properly, and it never stops working, ever. Loka 9, its Idyll guardians, the 20 life plan blueprint projects. Idyll invaders, the infinite dimensional base and/or sword form Maha Paranirvana. Idyll sequence, home arrival and/or destination arrival. You follow me? Project 1 of the Guardians. Proving God's innocence. Everything that I just did in the first 7 or the first 8 Lokas was proving God's innocence. Everything I've said to you with the Soul King's military entrenchment, proving God's innocence. Everything I've said to you before this day on this video right here, all proving the true soul God's innocence, or proving the true source God in its innocence, or proving the true infinite life force source God's innocence. That's what it's all about. Proving the true. Why do I want to prove it? Why do I want to tell you about who the true infinite source God is? Why do I want to tell you about these things? Because knowing this God is knowing better. And why is knowing this God better than knowing the other God? Because it would be better to follow the God responsible for you being here versus following the God telling you how you should be while you are here. You can agree with whatever you want. But here, I'm going to keep proving the God, I'm going to keep proving the innocence of the God that is responsible for your being here versus the God who is telling you how you should be while you are here. Moving along. Project 1 is proving God's innocence. Project 2 is North America, Africa, unity. Project 3, NASA, or North America, South America, Africa, unity. Why do I keep putting Africa spelled with an AFR, aka second after the continental name, when it should be Africa, North America, right? Or Africa, South America, right? Or Africa, Asia, or Africa, Europe, or Africa, right? The Africa should be first, right? Because I have Africa spelled a different way. And your needs are more important than mine. Plus, I wanted to say the special word after each one with Africa next to it. Project 4, the MLK March X1000 in the actual Africa. Project 5, everybody comes home. Project 6, the Global Messiah Resurrection. Project 7, the Global Ocean Cleanse and or Filtration. Project 8, the Global Land Cleanse, Concentration. Project 9, the Global Atmospheric Cleanse and Subjugation of the devil self, meaning the fake you. Projects 1 through 9 mark the end of the spiritual war. Once we come to the conclusion of subjugating the actual devil self, meaning the actual fake you, the one that is executing the desires of the foul air, once we subjugate that, that's the end of the spiritual war. Project 10, kind of like the foundation set up here, huh? Exactly like it. Project 10, titled The Hetero Railway, Global Heart Train. or Earth Train. Project 11, the Tree Assistant Sidewalks. Project 12, the Reverse Dr. Yaqub Jacob Israel Experiment. No more white people in reality. Project 13, My Personal Desires. Project 14, the Planetary Farm Chain. And Project 15, the 4 Major Soul World Careers. Projects 10 through 15 mark the end of the physical war. Moving along. 16, the Galactic Gods Kingdom Reestablishment, the True Ground. 17, the Galactic Gods Kingdom Migration, the Stretch to the Stars. 18, the Galactic Gods Kingdom Neighborhood, the True Home. 19, the Galactic Gods Kingdom Resurrection, the True Self. 20, the Galactic Soul King Supremacy, the True Ending. Once you achieve the True Self, you become that you manifest the true ending. The True Self gives you your chance to manifest the true ending. And projects 16 through 20 mark the beginning of true freedom and liberation. Next video, I'm going to talk about the Loka 10 that I just made up, called the I, or Every Youth, Everybody Loka, for Sugara or Savarga, the solar plexus higher Loka. But I have to end it here because hacking. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Gain more. The more you learn, the more you rise. Through the spirit, the soul breathes. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all, my family.